Hi everyone, it's Brandy. Hope you can see me. I wanted to go live today for a couple things. Number one, I just got my internet connection worked on today, and so I'm kind of testing that out in my garage now. Hopefully it's a little bit better. I was getting some fuzz and static when I was going live, so I really am trying to improve on that. I have all my lighting on right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it is super windy in California today, Sacramento anyway. I know you on the Gulf Coast would probably laugh at me, but I have to keep the garage door shut because it's like hurricane winds. You know, in California this is a big deal. Our power goes out. So I'm going to show you guys first, I'm going to show you the piece that I did the other day that I did in green, and it turned out pink. I changed the color. This was a hard video for me to leave up because after I did the green, I felt like it was a mistake. It's always hard to share a mistake. I ended up going back to it at like 2 o'clock in the morning, changing the color. I'm really happy with how it turned out. That green ended up being a perfect undercoat to distress too. So I'm really happy with it, but it was something I struggled with along the way because I questioned the color, changed my mind, wasn't happy with it. But in the end, I feel like that mistake ended up being a good thing. So I'm going to show you that piece, and then, not that one, sweetie. That's all gel nail polish.
I know, Ella just pointed it out to me. I thought we would be able to use.
Yeah, no, that's a different kind.
Are we able to use these?
Those, no, not that stuff. Sorry, my son's in the house giving manicures to our neighbors. He wants to use the gel manicure light. Bad idea. So anyway, I'll get going, and I can't see comments, so I'll reply to them afterwards. You guys are just on my tripod right now, so I don't know what this looks like. So this is that pink piece. I'll try to get as far away from it as I can, but I really like it. You guys saw it as green. This is the chalkboard on the top. I just drew on it with some of the kids' chalk. Came out really, really cute. I'll get close up here to that transition line from the pink to the gray. I honestly just brushed them together while the paint was still wet until I liked how the transition point looked. It's really a very, very simple paint treatment, but it has a big impact, and it's a great way to get two colors onto your piece with a nice transition. It's very random, very natural looking. You can see the brush strokes in it. Yeah, so, and then this top, of course, reverses to the mirror. Not right now, sweetie. This is Janie and Ellie from down the street. I'm making a movie right now. Okay, so I don't want to preview this piece too much because I'll show it to you in a minute. You guys are going to see it anyways. So I'm doing a live on Christmas Eve. All the kids are out here. Say hi, everyone can see you. Say hi. Seth, you wanna do my camera for me?
I do. No.
Okay, just watch it, okay? Make sure you can see me. Can you see me?
Yeah.
I'll come down here. So I'm opening a brand new container. This is Dixie Belle Gator Hide. I love this as a top coat. It's waterproof. Goes on really nicely. Gives me a nice flat finish. I don't really like shine, so this matte finish is perfect. Brand new container. Right with the lid off. I buy these popsicle sticks at the craft store. They're like $1 for a pack of 8,000. I'm just going to mix this. You don't want to shake it because that can create bubbles. I'm just going to stir it. Yeah.
Can I get your dad?
Okay, I'll be in a minute. So this is my piece. It's top secret, so don't look at the piece. This is the finish that I'm going to preview in my Christmas Eve live. You guys will get to see how this is done. I'm going to do a piece live on camera. Okay, guys?
What?
Go inside if you want to talk. I'm going to do a piece just like this live on camera. You guys are going to get to see every step along the way. So I hope it's cool. I'm a little nervous about it. I made myself an apron so I look like I'm kind of together.
You made it?
Yeah, see? And I'm wearing it today to show it to you guys and also to protect my favorite old Lee sweatshirt. It's just the right amount of loose and worn in, and I love this sweatshirt. So, I also have here my Dixie Belle application sponge. These are about $3 each on the Dixie Belle paint site. This one's been well loved. They last through use after use. It's a great thing to invest a little bit of money into because they're so functional. You can paint with these. I've seen people paint with them. You can wipe your paint on, but I'm going to use it for my top coat. So Ashton, you want to come in a little bit closer? Can you see this?
Yep.
Okay. So I dusted my piece off. It's nice and clean. I'm going to dip my sponge. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay. I should have done it on camera wrong. I'm sorry. I'm going to dip my sponge right into the container. They were smart and made the mouth of the container the perfect size for fitting these sponges into. You don't want too much. I just have a very thin layer on there. And I'm just going to wipe it on. See how easy that is? Right away you can see how it amplifies the color. On this piece I chose to paint the hardware, the body color. So I'm going to go right over my hardware. It just wipes right on. So easy. When I do, I like wax. I like wax on painted finishes, and I like gator hide or polyacrylic on a wood stain finish. This is a painted finish, and the reason I'm using gator hide on it is because it has metallic paint. And the metallic paint just adheres a little bit differently. I like it to have the extra protection of the poly on it, the gator hide. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm literally just wiping this on. Careful to come back and get any drips, any spots that might be heavy. Going right over my hardware, just wiping it on. When I do a top like this, I do the top exactly the same way. I wipe this on, making sure that I'm going in even lines. I usually do 5 or 6 coats like this on a top, but that sounds crazy. It sounds like a lot, but they're thin coats. And what I do is I just wait for them to dry to the touch, and I just keep coming out. Wipe it down, wait an hour or so, wipe it down. I just put my sponge into a Ziploc bag and I can keep coming back to it. So I do tops like this. I'm doing this body like this. I'm just wiping on my top coat. It's going to give me a nice, smooth, even finish. Can you see me okay? I hope you guys can see me.
What color do you want first?
You can look at the camera.
I'm checking it.
Let's see. I'll try to get in a little bit more. Ooh, there's a lot of people in here. Hi, everyone. I'm looking at my camera.
Nobody's following me.
Oh, that's okay, sweetie. Let's see. I will put my, I'm just reading through a couple quick comments. I will put my affiliate link on this post when I'm done, so you can order straight from there, the sponge and the gator hide. Hi, Alana. Hi, Mark. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Cassie. Oh my gosh, so many people on here. Like you guys are having fun Saturdays like me. So, anyway, like I said, don't look at this piece. This is my New Year's Eve piece. I haven't taken photos of it yet. I need to get this staged. I'm sorry, not New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. I'm going to be doing this live on the Dixie Belle paint site, showing you how to get this finished with the metallic and the transition into the second color. I love these colors because they just feel like the holidays to me, and they look so rich. This metallic is gorgeous in person. You probably can't see the sparkle of it, but it just looks really luxurious. So again, I'm just wiping on, this is my Dixie Belle Gator hide. It's a waterproof top coat, repels water, not gators. I mixed it up. I'm just dipping my application sponge into it, and I'm wiping it right on. Top coats can be intimidating. You get brush strokes if you use a brush. I used to use a brush before I found sponges. And you have to sand in between every coat. Get it on a little bit thicker so it doesn't require as many coats with a brush. But I'd rather do the 1 or 2 extra coats with a sponge, the thinner coats, and get a nice smooth application, than have to do that sanding with a brush every time. I'm just cleaning up any little drip marks I have. It's honestly going on really clean. Haven't done over here yet. Like I said, I usually use wax. The reason I'm using the gator hide on here is because I have the metallic paint on the bottom and I just want that added layer of protection. I like wax because it amplifies the color and the paint just absorbs it. I love the texture of wax.
And then
it's
the other color.
I don't know, it's just like nothing else. Gives you that nice matte finish that I feel like chalky style paints were made for use with wax. And I'm not a fan of poly over paint. I'm just not. Plus, I like to do a lot of wax work, the blending along the edges, and wax is just a great substance to work with. So I'm nice and covered. I'm going to come back and do this probably 2 or 3 times. So you saw how quickly I just did that? That was the entire front. Clean up any drip marks. They're happening right around my hardware. I'm going right over the hardware on this one. I chose to paint the hardware the body color. That's just a style preference for this piece. Do right under the top here. So easy to just wipe on with this sponge. Alana, don't cringe. I'm sliding my piece on the ground. I am using the tripod my friend Alana got me. I used to literally hold my phone with a selfie stick while I painted. Or have one of my kids hold it, and she got me a tripod for my Christmas present. I love it. It's life-changing. Get a tripod. So now I'm going to wipe down the sides. I'm literally just wiping this all over a piece. It's so easy, it almost feels silly to be doing a video on this. I just think a lot of people have questions on this process, and it's really, if you're going to use a poly finish, you got to do it with a sponge. I'm excited to show this finish on my Christmas Eve live. It looks complicated. It gives you multiple colors, and honestly, this transition is easy. So it's perfect for me to show in a video because it's something people can do at home very simply. So I'm excited to show it. Trying to keep my strokes nice and even, smooth. I don't want them all over the map. Especially with this metallic paint. It reflects light everywhere. There's a transition in the texture. So if I'm going like this, it's going to be kind of all over the place. Although that's what my finish is, so it might work. Who knows? I'm keeping it very light, just totally dipping it in the top and wiping that on. Making sure I cover the surface. You see that? I just did that whole side in what was that, like 30 seconds. Cleaning out my drip marks. Come get this underside. With these sponges, the only thing I will say is that if I'm doing a wood top where you stop, it can leave bubbles, and then I just have to kind of clean up those edges. So that's one thing to be aware of, is when you're going in straight lines, watch where you stop, because it will start to leave bubbles that you just kind of brush out. I'm going to come over and do the top now. I'm going to hold this so you guys can see me do the top. So this top has a couple colors mixed in. That's why you see this unevenness. And I'm just going to wipe it on. So I'm going to get the edge first. You can see how it changes the shine. See that? Need a little more on my sponge. I'm holding the camera right now, so. And then I'm just going to wipe it on. Nice even strokes. You can see where it changes the color, so you know what parts you've gotten and what you still need to go back to. I'm going to give you an example. See that? The sponge can leave bubbles, and I just kind of go back and brush over them to get rid of them. So you just have to be careful. I'll show you again. Where you stop your sponge, it can, you know, leave bubbles like that. So just brush right through them. These layers are so thin that even going back and brushing like that doesn't compromise the finish at all. You can lightly dust it with a sanding sponge afterwards too. Hey Sass, come here for a minute. Oh, you guys are busy? Okay, that's okay. I'll set it down like this so you can kind of see the... So I try to keep these smooth, even, going from one end to another. Nice clean lines, because it's the top. It deepens the color so they look nice and rich. Chalk paint is never true to the color in the can. When you seal it with a top coat, it deepens that color. It's like putting water onto concrete. It's a porous surface, so whatever you put on there, it's going to absorb it. So choosing colors in the can be kind of hard sometimes because they're just not true. So I'll show you this. Like I said, I'm going to come back and do this a few times. I do have a transition line right here I'm not super happy with, so I'll sand that out and come back and do it in long linear strokes. Yeah, you need me? I'm checking for drips all over the body right now. Got some right along where the hardware is. Otherwise it looks really good. Make sure you just tap your drip marks. Top looks good and coated. I'm going to do the other side now. So I have an epoxy coat on my garage floor. It actually makes furniture slide like ice skates. So people cringe when I slide furniture, but it's really like super easy. So this is Dixie Belle Gator Hide. I'm applying it with the Dixie Belle application sponge. They're a great pair. I literally, like, the mouth of the can is the same size as the sponge, so I just slip it right into the top, brush it off on the edge. So it's inside the sponge. You don't want it dripping or anything. You just want very light coats. I'll probably do 2 or 3 of those on this piece. If I'm doing a wood stain top, I usually do 5 or 6 coats. But because this is such a fast process, that seems like a lot, but it actually goes really quickly. I usually like wax on painted finishes, and I like poly or gator hide on wood finishes. The reason I'm using polyacrylic or gator hide on this is because I have the metallic paint on it, and metallics adhere differently. I want this to have extra protection. I want it to have a little bit of a gloss, a sheen, because it's so sparkly, and I just want to emphasize that. This is Dixie Belle, oh gosh, they're metallic gold. You get a base coat and a top coat. The base coat is for adherence, and then the top coat is your actual metallic. They look exactly the same in the can, but you do need both. Like 30 seconds, I just totally did this side. So if I wasn't videoing this, doing a whole coat might take me 2 minutes, 5 minutes, so fast. So doing, you know, 2 or 3 of these, I've got, what, 15 minutes, and putting a nice top coat on, with some waiting time in between. When I'm waiting, I just go inside and, you know, do whatever, come back to it a few minutes later. I put my sponge in a Ziploc, and it keeps just fine. And then I just keep coming back and doing this. Yeah, so that's a top coat. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do another top coat. So I haven't shown this piece yet. This is a sign I made. I just learned how to use my silhouette cutter. I'm so proud of myself. I'm going to put a top coat on this too. So this is vinyl lettering. This is, I used Fusion Mineral Paint for the sign itself for the mountains. This is for a girlfriend of mine who's having twins. She's waited so long. Girl, you're a painting machine. I never stop. If you know me, well, if you didn't know me, you would think I was like on speed or something because I don't stop. My mind is anxious. I'm a busy person. If I stop, I drive myself crazy. So, Gator Hide is a liquid. Let's see. Lisa, you were the first person who told me Gator Hide is awesome. You were literally the first. And I tried this paint, ordered 1 quart with free shipping. You know, why not give it a try? And I love it. It's a great paint. It's, you get great coverage in a single coat, although I usually do 2 of anything. I'm working on this. Let me make sure you guys can see it. Kind of see it anyway. You get great coverage with your first coat. It's nice thick paint. The colors are really rich. So this is the vinyl lettering, and then I stained the wood, put the vinyl lettering on it, where I did paint. I painted that surface, and then I'm going to probably do, 2 coats on this. It's just going to hang on a wall. It's not going to get heavy use, but I just want to seal this paint up. You guys see how fast this is? I used to use a sponge or a brush to put top coats on with. Like the first time I tried a sponge, I was like, are you kidding me? It's so easy. I usually wax. I love wax, but for these few pieces, I really wanted to use a poly sealer on. So the consistency of the Gator Hide, it's a liquid. I just dab my sponge right in there, brush it off on the edge. There's like barely any on there, a little bit too much. It's inside the sponge. You don't want it dripping, and just wipe it on. Like so easy. I feel bad even making you guys watch this because it's so easy. So it dries to the touch in about 15 minutes. If even that, because these are so thin. And then I'll just come back and I'll do it all again. So that was kind of all. I just wanted to show you guys putting that top coat on. I haven't done that on a live yet. Like I said, I'm going to do a piece like the green one you just saw. Will be on my Christmas Eve live. I hope you guys will tune in and watch. It's not a big deal for a lot of people, but it's a big deal for me. I'm so appreciative for the opportunity to do it on Christmas Eve. And I really hope to show you guys how to make something beautiful that you like and not screw it up on camera. I'm nervous. So we improved our internet connection today. I got some new lighting. I'm going to get you guys staged pictures of the sample so you can see what we're going to do. I'll put my affiliate link on here so you guys can order the products, and I hope you guys watch and follow along. Can you see me?
No, I can't.
You can't? Really, you can't?
I can't.
Okay. My husband's going to be my cameraman on Christmas Eve too, because I don't know, the way my tripod is, I need to learn how to turn my camera around so I can see myself. I should have just flipped the camera around and, well, anyway. Still learning this. So, that's all, you guys. I gave away all my secrets. That was all the stuff I haven't posted yet. So you guys are going to see these posted in the next few days. And I don't know. I hope it's not old hat by then, because this is all the stuff I have done right now. I have a couple orders in the hat. One for that mermaid blue finish. Oh, actually, it's on this piece right here. So this is going to be done in the mermaid blues with the Bunker Hill blue around the trim. the mermaid tail on the insets, and then the palmetto around the edges. It comes out stunning, and I think this is a perfect piece for it. And then I have an order for a red piece, like barn red, which I haven't done in a while because the one red I did do was a tough sell for me. So I'm excited to have an order for red. It's very specific, but I just love how it comes out. I also have some nightstands that are going to be done in a coral salmon-y color. I love colors. I appreciate customers that love colors. So anyways, that was pretty much it. I'm going to go back and answer your questions now, and I'll come back and re-top coat this piece a couple times. Hopefully I'll be able to get pictures for you guys tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Monday. So thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later.